Hi guys, Mr. Joe here. Today we're going to do a guild activity that is all about perspective drawing. You may have had me show you some of this stuff in art class if you've had me for that, but I know we didn't get to it this year. We're going to do it in the later half, so I thought I would teach you for a guild. It's really fun, and it's all about making a picture look like it's three-dimensional. And the thing that we're going to be drawing to make look three-dimensional is a building. And so I'm going to show you a quick way of how to start a building and then how to make it look like it turns 3D and it makes sense the way it would actually look in real life if you were to draw it in perspective. So the thing I'm going to show you is called one-point perspective, and I'm going to show you a couple different ways to do it, so just hang in there with me. But the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a horizon line that goes across, and this is the line that separates the sky from the ground, and that's my horizon line. And then on one of the corners, either on this corner or on this corner, right on that line, I'm going to draw myself a nice big dot, and this is called the vanishing point. So I'm going to just, maybe I'll label these things. So there's the horizon line, and this is the vanishing point. Now they call it the vanishing point because as things get closer to it, they get smaller and smaller and smaller. And then eventually they get so close to it that they disappear because they get so small you can't see them anymore. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a square that goes above and below the line. So this square goes above and below the line. And if you notice, I'm using a pencil and I'm drawing really, really lightly. I didn't like my first line, so I'm just gonna redraw it a few times until I like it. I should be able to scribble all over this paper, and it's not a big deal because I'm drawing so lightly. That will make it easier to erase, or later I'll go back over it with a Sharpie, and I'll be able to only see the lines that I wanna see. So that's really important. Okay, the other thing I'm gonna need is a ruler, and this is a really fancy ruler. And what I'm gonna do is, there are two edges that are closest to this vanishing point. This one here and this one here. And I'm gonna just put my ruler so that it's lined up right on the edge right here. Can you see that? And it's gonna be also lined up on the other edge of the ruler right there. So if my line is off like this, if it's lined up there but it's not hitting the vanishing point, it's not gonna be right. You have to make sure it's on this corner and make sure it's on this corner. So I'm checking this one. Is that on there? Yep. Is that on there? Yep. Okay, now I can hold it still, and I'm gonna draw this line towards it. I'm not gonna go all the way, but I'm gonna go a little ways. And then I'm gonna do the same thing here. Line up this dot to the vanishing point. Okay, is it lined up there? Yes. Is it lined up there? Yes. Okay, now I can draw my line lightly. Now, I've got these two lines, and the tricky part is that I need to connect them together. Now, this line and this line are already connected with this up and down line, right? So this is up and down, which means that this gets to be up and down. So this line and this line are now parallel. They go the same direction as each other. If one's up and the other one's pointed out like this, it's not gonna look right. So they've gotta both be pointed completely vertical. Okay, now on top of this, I'm gonna draw another shape. I'm gonna draw a triangle. And now I have another dot that will go towards my vanishing point. So what do? Again, line up the top dot, line up the bottom dot. That's the part you'll probably need practice with, is lining these dots up. Hold my ruler and draw that line. Now, the tricky part here is, this is an angled line like this. So this needs to be an angled line, but I also want it to come off this corner. So this is at 45-degree angle, which means this is at 45-degree angle. And that is how you draw a building in perspective. I can also draw a door here. On the side with the shapes, you don't make it go towards the line. This is the front side, and there's the curved side. So on the front side, everything stays nice and square. The door is a straight rectangle. The windows are straight squares. But if I were to draw a door on this side, I have a line that goes vertical, another line that goes vertical, and then, but everything on this is going towards the vanishing point. So now I need to line up my vanishing point with the top of that door And now I can draw that line that connects those two vertical door lines. And it's subtle, right? It's just a little one. If I wanted to do a window, let's do a window up here. One there, vertical line, vertical line. I'm gonna line up the top and the bottom. So here's my dot, making sure I'm lined up there. And then I'm gonna bring it down a little bit to here. Oh, am I on my dot? No, I'm not. Gotta move it up a little bit on my dot. And you'll notice that these lines over here are straight side to side, but as I get over here, they're actually angled just a little bit, and that's what makes them look like they're in perspective. Okay, one last thing for you to do is I'm gonna draw some bushes or a sidewalk. Let's draw a sidewalk down in front of this building. So what I'm gonna do is from my vanishing point, I'm gonna draw a line that goes in front, and then I'm gonna move it just a little bit like this. I'm gonna draw another line. So I'm still on the vanishing point, but it's a little bit wider over here. I'm gonna draw another line there like that. And now I have a sidewalk. Now the tricky part with the sidewalk though is that I wanna like divide up the sections of the sidewalk. And I don't wanna do them straight up and down. It makes it look funny. So I'm gonna follow the horizon line, go sideways, 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 sideways. It's a little bit of a tricky thing, but with some practice, you'll notice that these lines are the same as my horizon line. Those are all parallel in that direction. Okay, and one last thing. Let's do some bushes. Let's see, one line, and then these are gonna be guidelines. So it looks like another sidewalk, but really these are just guidelines. I'm gonna draw a bush that fits in between the guideline right there. And then I'm gonna draw another bush that fits in between the guideline right there. And another one that fits in the guideline right there. And what's happening to these bushes? They're all getting smaller and smaller and smaller until they vanish, and that's why they call it the vanishing point. You can tell because of how small these bushes are over here that they are further away. They're closer to the vanishing point, and these ones are bigger and they're closer to us because they are larger. All right, so that's one way to draw one point perspective. I'm gonna leave that right there. The other way is without a horizon line, and all we're gonna do is we're gonna just use a vanishing point. So there's our vanishing point, and now I'm gonna just draw a few shapes anywhere I want on the page. And you can get as creative with this as you want. Okay, and now the trick is I'm gonna draw lines that will go towards the vanishing point, the same way I did it here, but we're gonna do it from different angles, all going towards the vanishing point. So I see if I were to draw a line from this corner to the vanishing point, that works. So I'll draw that one. Can I draw a line from this corner to the vanishing point? No, because it would go inside of my building, right? See, it hits the inside of my building. So what about this one? Yeah, there's nothing in the way of that one, so I'll draw a line there. Oh, there's another corner. I'll draw one there. Okay, and now I have to figure out how to close up these bottoms. Very much like this one, the two lines that go to the vanishing point are connected with a vertical up-down line. So on the other side, that will be connected with an up-down line. Up, down, up, down. And now this line and this line are connected with a side-to-side line. So if I come all the way down to the end, this is going to be connected with a side-to-side line. So this line and this line are the same. Cool. All right, so I'll do the same thing for my circle. Can I draw a line from here? Sure. Can I draw a line from here without hitting itself? Sure. How about from over here? No, because it would hit the inside of my building. But you want to get as close to the edge as you can. So can I draw a line from right here? Sure. Can I draw a line from right here? Sure. But can I draw a line from right here? No, because it's starting to hit the building. So I'm going all the way to this furthest edge that I can. So let's find that edge over here on this side. Another way to do it is hold my finger on the horizon line and move the paper until it just barely goes to the edge of that line, and that's where I know my edge is. Okay, so good. So there's that. And now similarly with these, this is connected in a circle. So down here, this is going to be connected in a circle. And all these other lines are just extras that I drew too much. But it makes it look like you're looking down. And then a fun thing about this project is you can draw roads that go between these buildings. And you can draw people. What do people look like from way down or from way up high? You know, people might just look like little tiny dots everywhere. And trees might look like little trees like that. They might have a little stump that goes towards the vanishing line like that. And cars, what do cars look like? Cars look like little squares with maybe another little square on top. Okay, so you can create a whole city that looks like you're looking down on the city from above using 1-point perspective and using a vanishing point. All right, have fun. See ya.